This is Son of the Mask, son of a bitch. Just hug your monkey, man. Hug your monkey.
Hey, this is a family show.
Family picture. Is that where it started? I think it started with Son of the Mask, didn't it?
Is that where you did the family
I think
picture?
so. I mean, we got it from Ralph Bakshi.
I know, but I thought we
that.
made that reference much earlier.
No, we quoted it, but we never worked it into a review.
We never worked it into an actual
Yeah, I think that was the first one where I put it because it was such terrifying imagery in what's supposed to be a family picture.
So, if you want to know where that reference came from,
watch the commentary for Wizards.
Watch the commentary for Wizards, the Ralph Bakshi movie. I may say Bashki just because it's easier to say.
No, everyone always thinks I'm saying Bashki, but it's Bakshi.
It's hard to say Bakshi.
So I try to read Bakshi. I try to emphasize it.
Bakshi.
Bakshi.
I actually like Wizards. It's a batshit crazy.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Ralph Bakshi movie. It's
batshit crazy.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Batshit crazy. It's a guilty pleasure. It's like late 70s what the fuck kind of like early Mark Hamill role too. He was a voice actor in it, and I think was George Carlin in that?
It sounded like it, or Peter Falk or something.
Peter Falk or somebody. Yeah. Anyway, if you just like really weird animation, look it up. But it's a movie that it definitely has an adult feel. There's
blood, gore,
Nazi propaganda films, gas warfare, like rotoscope footage of
people getting arrows shot through their heads, a woman with like covered in just two scarves going down her breast and then to her crotch, nothing else.
Like makes Lilu from Fifth Element look fully clothed, like ready to go to the ball. And so like I'd seen this movie a number of times, and finally I got the DVD and we're watching this. And, like, he's going on and on about how, he's got, like, this, maybe it's a Jersey accent, but what,
a little bit
Bronx, New York,
New
something.
Yorkish,
kind of New Yorkish accent. He's like, I always wanted to make a picture for the kids, for the families. I always wanted to make a family picture, and so this is my chance to do a family picture. And he kept saying this again and again, and we just kept looking at each other like, is he serious?
Yeah, like, this is really supposed to be a family picture?
Yeah, I'm like, this is Bakski's family picture. And so, like, whenever we see something that is wildly inappropriate, because he comes in like a family picture, like with Nazis and fairies with big titties, something for the kiddies.
Family picture.
So whenever we see a movie, for years we've been doing this, over 10 years, whenever we see a movie that is has something wildly inappropriate for kids in it, and it tends to be
scary.
or scary, or tends to be a kid's film, Doug and I would always turn to each other and go, a family picture. You gotta say picture.
Picture.
Picture. Yeah, a family picture. So finally this made it, I guess, into Son of the Mask. I thought we had done it earlier, but it's because we say it all the time. But
yeah, we said it to ourselves, but we never actually put it in a film. I mean, this is the spot to use it, because it's such a terrifying movie.
Watching NCs, we had probably said it multiple times, because there's so many inappropriate jokes or something that didn't belong in these kids' movies that we had been seeing, or were too scary or weird or whatever.
Well, and this is one of those films where it's like, there is technically a story, but somewhere in the middle it's just like, we're not going to really... The story's more of a side thing. We're just going to show a bunch of weird imagery and these little chases and stuff that really have nothing to do with anything, but whatever. I'm a director, and it's the late 90s, early 2000s, and the big thing then was just, I have to show that I'm an individual, and I'm different, and... Thank God that's dying, but...
I'm going to let you actually talk mostly about this, because my voice is kind of going. I was doing Jeremy Irons earlier. For the Nostalgia Critic, which requires a raspiness.
Well, that's Sean Hurts.
Yeah. I can't even do it now because my voice is thrown out. We just did Care Bears, but I don't remember a lot of this movie.
Oh, I
do. You were talking about, poor Alan Cummings in this role and Bob Hoskins. I forgot they were fucking in this movie.
Well, Bob Hoskins has a lot of makeup on, but he's kind of like a Yosemite Sam of the gods.
All I remembered was I hated it and was so bored and was pretty much like doing this, just like, make it stop.
It's one of those where, you got all this sort of creepy imagery going on, and it's a sequel to The Mask, which granted was PG-13, but not for its scary imagery because of some sex innuendos. I don't know if this was PG or PG-13, but it deserves to be an R because it's so awful and it
deserves to be an X. That way, nobody could have seen it.
Yeah, but it's one of those where there's just kind of this time where. I think for a while there's this thought going on that, sort of these children's films and comedies and comic book films and stuff were still seen as, kids stuff, they're not to be taken seriously. So people went out of their ways in kind of, both comics and movies to try and be really dark with stuff that probably didn't really need to be. Sometimes it paid off, with Blade, that was a lot of fun, being very dark and stuff like that. But then you have stuff like Son of the Mask, where it's just clearly they're trying to get this style across, and the director's trying to be notice me, and that was such a big part of the early 2000s and the late 90s, and thankfully we're getting back into, hey, let's just...
Shyamalan.
Yeah. No, Shyamalan is one of the few still doing that, the notice my direction thing, and that's entirely what this is. It was also during the point where it was starting to die down here, but there was a point where wide-angle lens was everywhere. Fucking everywhere. It was all over 90s commercials, it was all over movies, it was just all over the place, and it just wouldn't stop. It was just all friggin' over the place, and this is the one that...
I have a question, Mr. Critic.
Yes, Mr. Monkey.
Why was wide-angle lens everywhere?
Because it made things look weird and distorted, and again, people thought ooh, I'm the next Terry Gilliam because I'm looking weird and artsy, and that's what everybody tried to do. Everyone wanted to be an artiste.
But Terry Gilliam's movies rarely ever make money. So why would you want to imitate somebody that is not doing well on the blockbuster scene?
Because they wanted to be artists, and people let them do it for some reason. I don't entirely know.
Hollywood's really stupid,
They
Mr.
sure are,
Critic.
Mr. Monkey. Now shut up! Don't do that. No.
I'm a monkey. I'll do what I want.
Got me there.
This is the maturity level of Son of the Mask. Actually, I still think we're more mature.
But it's one of those things where, and they try to get in, which, you're talking to the people that love Return to Oz. Love Babe Pig in the City. Love films.
I like
that
The Mask.
Love films that have scary imagery for kids if it's done right and done with purpose. And, works to the benefit of the story. This doesn't. This is meant to be a dumb slapstick movie, like The Mask, which is fine. I really like The Mask.
Makes you feel any better. I don't even remember any of the scary imagery. I am not lying. I literally remember hardly anything about this movie.
There's lots of scary imagery in it. And, just surreal, we're just gonna make you uncomfortable watching this and shoot it on ugly colors and wide-angle lenses and stuff. And a part of me, some of the shots, whenever, whoever it was talking down to Loki, that Bob Hoskins was talking down to Loki, some of those shots are so imaginative and strange, it actually kind of looks like a Terry Gilliam cartoon, and it's kind of cool. That's okay, but then when it's no, we gotta make it really creepy and really scary, it's you don't need to express your dark side. That always seemed to be the thing for a while. So I remember watching it, I was saying to myself, because it was just so hard to figure out what to say to all these scenes, I just said, this feels like what the devil would show his kid. Somewhere, and we just started talking, maybe that's what happened, the devil was supposed to show his kid their version of a kid's film, and it accidentally got lost somewhere, and maybe we accidentally picked it up. Maybe we got the wrong version.
A little somebody called Evelina.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much what happened. I was just I like to say and go, yeah, shut up! So, I don't like you either. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's so that's where that idea came about. And I'm trying to think, Jamie Kennedy, really? He's a leading man?
Here's a funny thing. I've been completely indifferent to Jamie Kennedy all my life. This didn't help fix that problem. I left that movie just wow, talking about something that leaves no impression.
I never know with people, maybe he's a talented person somewhere else, just this clearly is in the movie to show it. He did do a film, though, about, it's called Hecklers, which sounds great. It sounds I'd love to see hecklers going, I'd love to see them get their comeuppance, I'd love to see a documentary about hecklers, but then it turns out that's only like the first 10 minutes, and then he segues into Critics, and then how critics are really the hecklers and bad people, and that the bad people really didn't like his movies, and that those critics should be ashamed of themselves. It's like, now I get it.
Somebody's got issues.
No, and the funny thing
because
is,
he's in really shitty movies
And-
that nobody likes, especially critics.
you know, for someone whose voice is sore, you seem to be doing that very scratchy, painful, at least to listen
I
to
can get up
voice.
high.
So
I just can't get deep and raspy.
So it's one of those things where it's like,
This is
I don't
actually
know.
me
Shut up!
This is actually me doing Mickey. That's how you know the voice is sore.
That's you doing Gollum. That's how sorry.
I just want to derail this just because I don't like talking about something
It brings
else.
back bad memories. It's like
all
you
I-
obliterate them from your mind. You don't want to think of it
I've
again.
obliterated it, but you know what's left? I've obliterated any memory of the movie, but when you mention the word Son of the Mask, I feel bad. That's really what goes on. I remember this much. I remember sitting on your couch, and I remember having like coffee next to me, and I remember just constantly like adjusting myself. You have one of those couches where you like recline. I remember reclining for a while. I'm like, I remember sitting up. I'm like, I remember like no matter what, I just felt uncomfortable. And I realized after a while it was just the movie. The movie was just making me feel bad.
And you know, there was just a bad feeling from the start with this movie. Because first of all, I mean, they obviously didn't get any of the actors from the original, outside of Ben Stein. I'm sure the dog's dead. You know, they didn't get any of the original actors.
That's a pleasant thought. Thank you for that.
It was funny. There was some, I'm trying to think what movie was coming out. I think it was Men in Black, maybe. It was some sort of midnight screening we went to, and I think it was Men in Black. And there was a lot of people. This movie was really hyped, and people were really excited to see it. And they had a preview for Son of the Mask, and just a teaser. And it was just like...
Men in Black 2, right? Like,
No, Men in Black.
That would have been like 1997, dude.
I thought this came out like late...
I thought this came up...
Oh, no, you might be right.
Movie's so forgettable, we can't even remember the release date.
Whatever it was, there was some sort of movie
I
that
thought
was
it was
coming
later than that.
There was some sort of movie that was coming out that was a big deal, and I just remember the theater being jam-packed, and this trailer comes out, and it shows that the most ultimate weapon, the most incredible whatever, and they back off, and it's the mask. Well, okay, mask, big what? It's a pile of wood. We don't care who's in it. And it's like, and it will be passed on to the next person in line. It just shows this little baby, and you hear the do, and it's like, everyone's just looking at it, it's like, fuck am I looking at? And you just see the baby there, and it holds on this baby for like 5 solid seconds of him doing nothing. And then like this horrible CG effect of him like jumping out of the chair going, ha ha, and then going up to the camera going, ha ha, doing the eyebrow thing, and like that's all they had.
But that's all you needed to know.
Yeah.
Like that told me right there,
Like,
wow,
even
this
that-
is gonna fucking suck.
Like, this movie is only gonna rely on, look, the mask was given to a baby. You like baby jokes? What? Nobody does. Nobody fucking likes baby jokes. Well, he's the star.
Jamie Kennedy says you're just being a nasty heckler, like all critics are.
It was just a bad
remember
feeling
watching
from the
No, I
start.
remember watching it, and it had that Ally McBeal baby type quality to
Yeah.
it, where I'm just like, wow, we're really doing a joke kind of this old, like we got the CGI cartoon baby
It just
dancing
thought
around.
like, well, you guys have never seen this before, right? We can do this with CG, have a baby go, ha ha,
like, wow.
and be like, ha! The baby raised his eyebrows, holy fuck!
That's why you think it was 1997, because that whole thing felt like
McBeal.
Ally McBeal's like, man, this is so 1997.
Could be, I don't know.
Yeah, I just remember thinking when I saw that trailer, A, this looks like shit. I was like, B, you know what? When it's all said and done, I would rather mask go to the dog. Like, that's all I thought. I was like,
well,
you know what?
he gets it too.
Yeah, he gets it too, but I'm
he
like,
looks
just
scary as
make
shit.
the whole movie about the dog. I don't need Jimmy Kennedy. I don't need the baby. Just give it to the dog, make it a 10-minute short, throw it before a much better movie. End of story.
If you told me there was a movie with, Alan Cumming, Stephen Wright, Bob Hoskins, fucking A, sign me up for this. And it's like, no, they're all pushed to the side, not allowed to do anything that
I'd
makes
say
them
that
cool.
sounds like the Super Mario Brothers sequel we never got.
Stephen Wright as the villain. I am King Koopa. Monkey.
I am Wart. I am a toad who blows bubbles for some reason. This is all a dream. It doesn't make any sense.
That's all I can think of now, just Stephen Wright as Wart from Mario Brothers 2. Somebody make that happen. Pull some strings, bring Bob Hoskins back to life. Let's get this
Either
going.
that or it's me, Wario. Get back, Mario.
I love Stephen Wright.
Oh, I do too.
Horribly miscast in every movie he's in, but man, what a stand.
No. He was perfect
Canadian
in
Bacon.
Canadian Bacon.
Yes, that's where I first saw him.
Great
Actually.
in
It was
Canadian
Bacon. Have
Get
some
away
fun.
from the bars, you.
Leave me alone.
What are you talking about?
So it just felt like one of those movies where it's like, it's trying to show off some effects that they thought were amazing. It's trying to be all kooky. I think it's trying to be like Beetlejuice, maybe. I think like when that movie came out, they're kind of we can do this. And there's a director that went on
don't even
to
put the
express
words
his
Son of the
artistic-
Mask and Beetlejuice in the same sentence.
No, but I think that's what a lot of them were trying to do for a while, is sort of do like what Tim Burton did, because Tim Burton is one of the few directors who can make fucking millions of dollars, but still be Tim Burton, make any artistic movie he wants to be, because we'll watch that weirdness, and they're trying to be that next weird director.
You might be onto something, but I think it's better to say Beetlejuice by way of Men in Black. Like, I think everybody wanted to cash in on that quirky Men in Black
But
thing,
also be cool.
Yeah, which was not really Beetlejuice. It owed some stuff to Burton, a lot of Barry Sonnenfeld. They cover similar territory. They both used Bo Welch, but yeah, I feel like more Men in Black, like quirky, hip kind of, and just, oh god. And I like the first Mask. That's what kills me.
Yeah, the first Mask.
The first Mask actually
again,
is
it's kind of better than
solid
it has
movie.
a right to be.
Yeah, it's never going to win any awards for being a great movie, but it's actually just dumb fun, and it's one of the few like really likable Jim Carrey roles. Like, and I don't say likable just because Jim Carrey automatically I hate him, but like even a lot of times in Jim Carrey roles where he's good, he's still playing a jerk or something. In this one, he's a completely nice guy, and I side with, was it Siskel or was it Ebert?
I think both. I know you're going to
Both of them implied, and both of them said pretty much that they liked the Ipkiss character better than the
Me
Mask.
too. When I was a kid, I liked the Mask. Now I like Ipkiss a lot more.
And Stanley Ipkiss's character, it's still one of the great Jim Carrey roles. Honestly, I think Stanley Ipkiss's character is probably what ended up landing him The Truman Show. Because whenever I watch The Truman Show, I see it as kind of an extension of what he was doing in The Mask with the Ipkiss character. He's just very nice, genial, little fake, but, you know, it works for what it is. And the effects in The Mask were good. The story was silly, but that's the other thing. I don't feel like it was a movie intended for little kids. Little kids could see it, but I feel like it was...
No, like 13-year-olds like what we were.
It was a comic book movie. It was a comic book movie, so kids could see it, adults could see it, teenagers could see it. We were probably the perfect age. We were like 13.
Oh, I was in love with that movie.
So, I mean, definitely not as dark as the graphic novel.
Can you imagine if that movie was made today? The graphic novel had so much more blood and gore,
Oh my
and
God.
this movie is terrible because
I can't
people would
imagine-
tear that movie apart.
I can't imagine
if
the
it came out
comic book
today.
fans like shitting bricks or like,
Can you
he didn't
believe
blow
him?
somebody's face off with
Now where's Walter?
and
And don't get me wrong, the comic's fucking awesome.
I love the comic,
The
but I'm
comic's
like-
amazingly like terribly gory and awful. It's just like the worst of humanity, but it totally embraces it, and it's a gripping story, surprisingly. But yeah, it's
here's the difference, because like I can already hear people going, but you didn't like Mortal Kombat because you didn't have enough gore in it.
Didn't like
You
what?
liked the
Oh,
Mask.
Mortal Kombat. It wasn't good.
The Mask was a better movie, though. That's all I'm gonna say. Is like straight up.
Good, even if you took off Mortal Kombat on, it'd be a boring, dumb movie.
Yeah. Whereas I think The Mask is pretty good.
Yeah. No, The Mask stands on its own.
If anything, just for Doyle.
Yeah. The only part where I start to lose in The Mask is when the bad guy puts it. It's like, I'm like, okay, this is really fucking. Even at 13, I'm like, this is really fucking stupid.
My favorite thing, just from a plot point, like from a narrative perspective, is in themes is like, was it Cameron Diaz near the end? It's like, thank you, Stanley, for treating me like a human being and not a sex object. I'm like, well, that's pretty much what he did whenever The Mask was on.
Yeah, she seemed to like it.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
like, I know there was a weird like message
It was a
when it came to the
confused
sex.
movie, I
yeah,
mean, but
it's still a lot of fun. Like,
it's clearly a cartoon. It's like you said, it's a comic
Yeah.
book. It's a cartoon.
I can forgive it because it's heart's in the right place.
Yeah, this one clearly is trying to, like, it's somebody or a big group of people just trying to be, like, you know, weird and expressive and get a job in a Terry Gilliam film, pretty much.
And so many years, I think that's the other thing, which is why I'm really sure it was not 1997 you saw that trailer.
You're probably right.
is because I felt like when it came out, I'm just like, it was another one of those projects where it's like, wow, this is years too late. It was like Indiana Jones 4.
Oh, yeah. No,
when they announced Indy 4, I'm just like, well, maybe it'll be good. I had no idea, but the one thing that worried me was like, we are so late in the game here. And like The Son of the Mask, that was another one. I'm like, this is way too many years later to be bothering doing this. Like, you needed to get this out before 1998.
There had to be
or
talks.
97.
No,
yeah.
there had to be talks of making the Mask 2. No, because there was a thing on the Barbara Walters interview. He said, I'm getting X amount for the Mask 2. So, like, it was, and that's like before Batman Forever came out, I think. You know, so it's like, it was in the works, and then contracts or something couldn't match up, and I think it was like Catwoman. It was probably just like tossed from place to place and writer to writer and studio to studio. They're finally
Toss from creator to creator in a desperate attempt to save
No, kind of. And they're finally, you know what, just do something with it. I'm sick of looking at it. Just I think everybody was sick of looking at it, and you got Halle Berry in a terrible outfit, you know, and a movie that has nothing to do with what it was starting out as, and I think The Mask 2
You
is
know,
the same
Mr.
thing.
Critic, maybe they should just cut their losses then and say, you know what, maybe it just wasn't meant to happen and not voice some shitty-ass sequel on us God knows how many years later.
Well, then we wouldn't have the masterpiece, The Thief and the Cobbler. Pretty much the same thing happened with that. They're finally just like, you know, no! And when you see the original cut, you know, with
At least that had some gorgeous animation,
no, it did.
jackass!
Yeah. No, it's one of those things like
Better than Son of the Mask!
No, when you see like whatever the final cut of that movie with all the storyboards and everything, like you can see like the last half hour is just like one giant Wile E. Coyote machine and how it works, and it's incredible from an animation standpoint, but it's like, it's fucking insane. Who the hell would give all this money to this? So it's one of those things where you sort of look at it, it's like, well, yeah, that would have been better, but it's, again, it's kind of like Wizards or Fritz the Cat or something like that. It's just an insane experiment, and you can understand someone just being, okay, just get rid of it. Finish it, by God.
I think the point is, don't don't do a sequel so many years later unless you're George Miller and doing Mad Max Fury Road.
He's the only one that can pull it off.
That's right. And the moral of the story is, fuck Son of the Mask and go see Mad Max Fury Road because it's still fucking amazing. I've only seen it like 2 or 3 times though, and I want to see it again. Why am I talking about Son of the Mask when I could be watching Fury Road? God damn you! This is your fault.
Hey! Stop it. Sorry, that was the monkey.
This is what you do in your spare time.
Yes!
Well, I'm gonna go before the monkey spanks me some more. I thought it was supposed to be the other way around, but clearly I was wrong. So, yeah, nothing much else to say. It's Son of the fucking Mask. It's, like, declared by many as one of the worst movies of all time. So,
You know what? I will say this. It is so bad, I can't remember it. Like, I have images, but that's it. And, like, I know... I will give some... Like, there's always the weird distinction where people are like, oh, well, Cat in the Hat is your least favorite or Garbage Pail Kids. But there is something about those. I'm like, wow, they were so amazingly awful. I kind of remember where Son of the Mask is so bad in a certain way that it's just so forgettable. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow, that's special when I can't even remember seeing your damn movie.
I just remember a movie really trying to show off when it had nothing to show off. That's the first thing that pops into my head. And there's a lot of it, and I don't want to think about it, so let's not anymore.
That's it, kids! Go home! See Mad